Okay, so Lou's got to be more important. Tina's got to be more important. I think, and I get, you know, so I want to believe this phone call for all of you. When you're making a phone call to see, not only do you need to know who it is on the other end, the phone call is always for the other person. Okay, so if you're trying to impress Tina, you know, you're on the phone, hey, Lou, yeah, she's right here, you know, so it's all about, you know, would you talk to him, you know, and then she's on the phone, and it's the same thing, she's going to try to impress you, all right, because I've never seen this not be true, but the more you need the other person in the scene, the more interesting it will always be, you know, it's just, there's something primal about that, I think, all right. So let's make Lou more important. Let's make Tina more important. You desperately need a time urgency here, you know, meaning the clock is ticking. You know, Lou probably is supposed to be on stage at 8 o'clock. It's probably 7 minutes till. And if you guys are lucky, you know, it'll take a 10-minute cab ride to get there. So why did they stop off at Danny's apartment?
To get my Valium.
To get your Valium, so you have to keep looking for that Valium.
Okay.
But at the same time, I think because the scene is a little bit longer, you owe it to yourself to have some, you know what, just one great doing would be it. Okay, so even though you say, I need my Valium, what if when he walks in here, he realizes that he's got coffee on his shirt? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I need to change my shirt. All of his shirts are wrinkled. Oh my God, I got to iron a shirt. You take out the ironing board, you take out the iron. That doing, especially if you iron like me, will take you a long time. I hate to iron. So I think that we can see that, you know, something that's got a beginning, middle, and end. It's truthful to the character, it's truthful to the scene, it supports the scene objective, and it keeps you interested. Because without that doing, which is also, the doing in itself can be an obstacle. I have to get through this, oh my God, yeah, you know, you spent too much time just staying here having the conversation. Because it ended up looking like you had all the time in the world. All right, and you don't. You got to get to Lou. You need to see that happen. Okay, so did you have a substitution for Tina?
I did not.
You did not? You need one, okay? It's so important. The substitutions, a couple things. It's one of the more challenging tools you're going to ever use, but it's also one of the most powerful. And so if you can get just really good at the substitution, I really encourage you to do so. You know, because what it does is it gives you an emotional history, it gives you some kind of history with the person that you're doing the scene with. You know, and granted, there are those scenes where the people are strangers and they just meet, you know, and that's something different we can talk about. But still, it has to be somebody that you would want to get to know better. You know, so put that idea in place. Oh, here's this stranger, but I've seen them and they're good looking or whatever. Or, you know, allow yourself to have a reason why you want to get to know that person. So I think you need a substitution for Tina, and definitely connect it to whoever your inner object is for Lou. You know, so you know, all we're doing for all of you is we're taking words on a page that don't mean anything. You know, the Waldorf, Lou, you know, Judy, Frank, Tony Bennett. None of this means anything to you as a person. So in order for us to believe that it does, you have to take everything on that page and assign meaning to it. You know, this is one of the reasons it's so important that you guys get really good at breaking down your scenes. You know, and I don't mean just mentally looking them over. I mean getting there with pen and paper and writing down, this is my substitution, here's my moment before, this is my inner object, you know, these are my beats and actions, these are the doings I'm going to use. And then you get to the bottom. Oh, that's not going to work because I got a better idea. So you get out your pencil, you erase it, you start over again, and while you're breaking down the scene, you memorize it at the same time. You know, you don't want to do these things separately, just because if you memorize it first, then there's going to be a certain rhythm, a certain cadence that you're going to get used to saying the lines in, and then it's going to interfere once you break it down with your however you've scored the scene, you know, and vice versa. You can score it. You know, but then the words might seem detached or clumsy. But if you do both at the same time, it's going to help a lot.